Dr. Ibrahim Dakubu is a teacher, healer, thought leader, and futurist commissioned by God to heal minds, build nations, and ignite faith on a global scale. His life passion is to deliver people from the pain of ignorance.
Welcome to the leadership meeting. Welcome to the Big Ups to Dream Chasers podcast. I want to talk about the law of sustainment. The law of sustainment. And someone will say, what is the law of sustainment? I've never heard anything like that. Now, this is a spiritual law, if I'll put it that way. And what it basically says is, whatever you build must be able to live without your constant rescue. Whatever you build must be able to live without your constant rescue. If you have to keep hanging around for the thing to work, then you haven't built right. And so if you are a transformational leader, you need to have the requisite skills to build what doesn't collapse when you're on vacation. Yeah. Now, why do most leaders fail at sustainment? And I'm not just talking about ordinary leaders. I'm talking about even great leaders. Even great leaders, most great leaders, they fail at sustainment. Why is that? Here's the point. Many leaders are excellent at starting things. They are excellent at inspiring crowds. They are excellent at declaring new things, new seasons. But very few leaders are skilled at maintaining momentum. Very few leaders skilled at preserving culture. I'm talking about organizational culture. Very few leaders are good at outlasting enthusiasm. A lot of people get locked up in enthusiasm. As soon as they achieve something, they become complacent. That's what I mean by enthusiasm, mostly. Transformation without sustainment is just spiritual or organizational fireworks, as it were. It's beautiful, it's loud, but it's over in seconds. You don't want to build that kind of organization. Now, if your leadership only works when you're present, you're not leading. You're babysitting, more or less. You're just babysitting. And so, welcome to the topic once again, the law of sustainment. You know, in simple terms, what this is talking about is that vision is good, it's great. But vision only launches things. Discipline keeps things alive. Systems protect things. Culture multiplies things. And so sustainment is leadership that survives mood swings. Leadership that survives budget cuts. Leadership that survives critics. Leadership that survives haters and contenders. And leadership that survives even your occasional exhaustion. Because sometimes we get tired. We're not robots, we're humans. I'm going to talk about 7 fundamentals of the law of sustainment. Now, each of these fundamentals that I'm going to describe involve core principle, leadership practice, common failures, and action points. And then afterwards, I'll give some nuggets that would help with action. One core fundamental of sustainment is energy management. And we need to understand that energy management beats talent any day. Sustainment depends more on energy stewardship than raw ability. Now, talent starts movements. However, energy sustains movements. If you start a movement with your gift and talent and you don't have energy, it will die off in just a moment. Transformational leaders must learn to pace themselves. They must learn to delegate emotionally, not just tasks. Delegation is not just about tasks. You also need to delegate emotionally sometimes. But guess what? If you don't have emotional intelligence, you will not know how to delegate emotionally. Transformational leaders need to learn how to build rhythms of rest, review, and renewal. So, for instance, leaders who confuse passion, there are some leaders who confuse passion with performance. There's a very big difference between passion and performance. What do I mean? Just because you can run 24/7 doesn't mean your soul was designed to be Amazon Prime. You see? No, your soul wasn't designed that way. So guess what? You will run down. If your leadership style requires caffeine, adrenaline, and crisis in order to function, then congratulations, you've just created a burnout-based operating system. It's going to crash very soon. So what needs to be done? What can one do to deal with this issue? You need to audit your life, audit your day, audit your week. What drains you? What renews you? As you do this audit, begin to eliminate one unnecessary drain. Every unnecessary drain, release it, let it go. That includes strange people who drain your energy. Like I said, you need to audit everything on the scale of relevance, importance. This person that I'm keeping around, what is their real benefit in my life? What is their real contribution to my organization? You understand? You need to do that audit and take practical steps. Assign one task you are emotionally hoarding. Sometimes you are emotionally hoarding stuff. No, you need to assign some things so that you can slow things down. So that's talking about energy management. We all need it. We all need energy management in whatever, whether you're in business leadership, or you're in political leadership, or you're in spiritual leadership, or it's just your family, even just family life. You need to manage your energy. The second fundamental principle is the fact that systems are necessary. You need to build efficient systems. Why? Because systems sustain what charisma cannot. Charisma can do many things, but it's only systems that can sustain what charisma has established. So charisma attracts, but systems retain. If the vision collapses when the visionary is tired, the vision was underdeveloped. Yeah, that's what it means. It means the vision was woefully underdeveloped. And so, how do you work with this? A good leadership practice is to document all your processes. It's called systems and procedures. It's called policies and procedures. You have to document them and label them properly and file them properly, so that when someone has to go and a new person has to come, you have a good orientation and transfer of knowledge, but the documents are there. Everyone can refer to them at any point. But if you build structures with no policies and procedures, as soon as someone decides to go without notice or whatever, they got pissed and decide to leave, they are leaving with half of your organization because you didn't put anything down. So you need to create repeatable frameworks. So that's why in my leadership, I ask people, all the department leaders, write a document of what your plans, what you want to do in the organization in your area for the year. Do all of that. And then we'll have committees where we'll vet them and develop them into procedures and policies and guidelines and frameworks and systems. That's how to sustain an organization. In addition to creating repeatable frameworks, you need to design leadership pipelines. I'm talking about leadership pipelines, not dependency loops. Because sometimes you create pipelines and some people within the pipeline, all they do is depend. They just dump. You need to work everything out properly so that you have efficient pipelines. Commonly, how failures come in this area is that some leaders say something like, well, they just need to catch my heart. No. Why should they catch your heart? Tell them what it is. Of course, with time, they will catch your heart. They will catch your flow. For instance, most of my close leaders, they can understand where I'm going with whatever. So sometimes they can be preemptive. They can take action even before because they've now understood my thought processes and my workflow. When you hang out with people for a while, they get that, and especially if you're hanging out with people that are intelligent and people that are diligent, they'll be able to read you and understand your movements, such that if there's an emergency and you're not available, they can talk on your behalf because they know what you would have done in that situation. That's how you know you're building a strong organization that can outlast you, that can outlive you. That's why I really love Dr. John Maxwell's establishment. He has trained the people so much so that it doesn't matter whether he's there or he's not there, the whole thing will keep running because he's created strong frameworks. And that's why you can use his frameworks to train others because it is solid. You understand? Now, no, the people, they will not just catch your heart because that's not how it should work. They need clarity. They need structure. They need accountability. Now, if people keep asking you the same question every week, it's not necessarily because they are slow. It's because you are undocumented. You don't have structures. And so they are not abiding by structures. So this is a practical exercise that you need to do as a leader. You need to write down one recurring decision that you make, and the decision that you keep making. Turn it into a process and then train someone else to execute that process. That's how it becomes a policy. That's how it becomes a procedure. So we go to the third fundamental principle, which is about culture. Culture sustains what vision announces. And so the core principle here is that vision tells people where you're going, but culture tells them how to behave when you're not there. You understand? So even with my organization, sometimes, when we're doing stuff and a new person comes and they do something, everybody else kind of freezes and looks at them. Okay, of course, you don't know how this thing runs, how this place runs, things like that. Yeah, that's the culture. You have developed a culture. You didn't sit anybody down to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but based on how things have progressed and maturity and lessons and capacity and all of that, a culture is developed. Culture tells people how to behave when the leader is not there, so that they won't bring the name of the organization into ridicule or problems. So, uh, you know, a person said it in a funny way like this: culture eats vision for breakfast and then asks for seconds. Yeah, culture is more powerful than vision. Basically, that's what we are saying here. Your vision has to develop into a culture in order to last. You see? Yes. And so, practical steps that you can take: reward what you want repeated, correct what you want eliminated. A lot of people, when there's an issue, they don't say anything, they keep quiet and they get mad. Don't do that. You will develop high blood pressure, your cortisol levels will rise, and your stress will increase, and you'll have issues. Reward what you want repeated, correct what you want eliminated, and model what you want multiplied. What you want to be multiplied, model it. That's why you have to live out the transformational leadership. I've said it before, people learn best when they are watching it. If you just tell people what to do and you're not living it out, it's very possible they won't do it. It's the same with raising children. Children learn best by observation. You can tell them everything, give them lectures, and even flog them. They may not change if you don't live it out. And so a common failure with leaders is tolerating behavior that contradicts stated values. That's why in my leadership, no. If I've stated it multiple times and you want to keep behaving in a way that contradicts the stated values, no, I won't tolerate it. I'll confront you, and if you don't change, I'll kick you out. That's how to maintain stability in relationships. That's how to be a strong leader. You don't have a culture problem. You have a tolerance problem. Yeah. If you tolerate unhealthy behaviors, your culture can be stable, but if people keep breaching the culture and you leave them to breach it, your tolerance problem is going to cause a failure. If your values are framed on the wall, but it is ignored in meetings, congratulations. You have created organizational war art. Yeah, it's just war art. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And so, practical exercises that you can do as a leader, practical skills you can develop, is identify one value you say you believe. Yeah. Identify one behavior that contradicts that value. And then address it. Address it this week. Oh yes, I mean this week. Address it this week. Fundamental number 4. This is talking about ownership. You either transfer ownership or you lose momentum. What do I mean? What you don't release, you eventually resent. You need to empower decision making. You need to allow safe failure. People need to fail. Dr. John Maxwell wrote a book. He says failing forward. Because sometimes you need to fail to see the way forward. You need to fail to know the ways not to do a thing. So failure is not always bad. Sometimes we learn by failing. So you need to allow safe failure. You need to replace control with coaching. There are a lot of people, they are full of domination and control. You can't lead that way. You need to lead by love, by coaching. Micromanagement sometimes it's disguised as high standards. No, that's not what it is. If there's no love there, no matter how high the standard is, it's not going to work. You have to keep micromanaging, and micromanagement causes burnout. It causes rebellion. If you're the smartest person in every room, it kind of means you're leading incorrectly, or it means you're recruiting poorly. Yeah. And so in your organization, you don't just choose people because you want people around. No, you have to choose competent, qualified people who know an area better than you. Of course, if you're a born leader or you're a studied leader, you can lead every specialist. By God's grace, how I'm operating, how I've been trained, I can lead anybody, no matter how high they are, whatever specialty they are in. That's a special skill, you see. But that doesn't mean I know the technical details of their specific field more than them. No, that's their specific field. Some people may have lived their whole life doing one thing, so they are specialists in that thing, you see. So you have to get people who are specialists in their unique fields. But as a leader, you are secure in yourself, so you're not going to be insecure that they are specialists in their fields. And they also have to have capacity not to be insecure because you are their leader. And this is the problem with many people. They think because of their specialty, they can't be led. At the same time, they don't have the capacity to run an organization. But here's the thing, you can't eat your cake and still have it. It's got to be one way or the other. So a lot of gifted, talented people end up operating in pride and rebellion, and most of them suffer because they get kicked out of jobs and they say nobody likes me. If you keep saying nobody likes you, you are the common denominator. It means there's something wrong with you. And so if you redo everyone's work, you're not a leader, you're a talented bottleneck. That's what it is. Practical steps that you can take to correct this if you have this issue. Choose one area you control tightly. You see, if you're a control freak. Define success clearly, and now step back and coach someone to do that task successfully. You understand? Coach instead of correcting. Now, coaching includes correcting. It includes guidance. It includes encouragement. It includes allowing the person to do it, and giving an allowance for failure, and then giving constructive feedback, and then keeping it on until it becomes great, and then congratulating and celebrating when it's done right. You understand? That's how to secure and establish confidence in people. Fundamental number 5, consistency outlives intensity. This is one thing you hear me talking about all the time, because this is how to sustain wealth. This is how to sustain organizations. This is how to create generational business, generational wealth. Strong organizations that will outlive you for generations. What's the core principle here? Intensity only impresses people, but consistency sustains. Sustainable leaders win by showing up, not showing off. Showing up strongly with value. And so you need to be able to establish non-negotiable rhythms within your establishment. You need to be able to prioritize long obedience over short bursts and outbursts and temper tantrums. You need to be able to lead with habits, not hype. The other day I was saying, don't chase motivation. chase discipline. Yeah. If you want to be strong, you want to be confident, you need to be disciplined. You need to develop conviction, and you need to operate consistent action by consistent actionable principles. And discipline brings confidence. The reason why a lot of people are not confident is because they're afraid they'll be busted. When people are afraid they'll be busted because they lack the skills, they will be timid. Do you understand? And so you need to be able to lead with solid habits, not hype. Launching initiatives faster than they can be maintained is one common failure that makes people lose momentum. If you launch initiatives faster than they can be maintained, so you have to take time to build. In my organizational structure, in my building, how I build, I take my time. Because usually I would have seen the outcome already. So I now try to get materials that suit that outcome. If you don't get solid materials, the solid outcome you're looking at will only be a wishful thought. And in looking at that outcome, in selecting those ingredients, you cannot be weak. You cannot compromise. Why? Because you know what you're trying to build. You can't let anyone force you to adapt weak materials. No. You can't do that if you want to see that outcome that you have envisioned. And so if your organization has more initiatives than results, you're running a vision buffet and no one knows what to eat. You will not be effective. You won't produce anything. So this is talking about launching initiatives faster than can be maintained. Just because you can start 5 programs doesn't mean you should. You have to launch effectively. And so if your organization has more initiatives than results, you need to take your time. Practically, this is what you can do. List all your active initiatives. Now, eliminate or pause one of them, and then strengthen one that already works. Strengthen that one. Yes? Wonderful. Now we go to the 6th one. We are almost there. Feedback loops protect sustainment. It's very, very important for you to receive feedback. That's why most of the time I ask people in a group, when we're having group meetings, I ask for feedback, and then one-on-ones, I ask for feedback. It's very, very, very necessary. It's very, very, very relevant. The core principle is that what is not measured eventually mutates. Create regular review cycles. Invite honest feedback. Adjust without ego. When you get feedback, don't say in your head, how dare you, how dare this person. Don't do that. You need to be humble. Don't confuse authority with infallibility. The fact that you have authority doesn't mean you are infallible. You can also fall short. That's humility. You have to be humble enough to understand that you can also fall short, and adjust when you get constructive feedback. The moment leaders stop listening is the moment decline schedules its arrival. You'll begin to go down. Now, if everyone says amen to your ideas, but nothing changes, you're leading a polite resistance movement. That's what it means. Whatever you say, okay, but they don't change. As a leader, you have to be very careful. So this is how I operate. If I keep telling you something, you keep saying okay, and you don't change, what I realize is that you have decided to operate in resistance. I don't want a resistance movement in my organization. So if I realize you won't change, it means you're not interested. Yeah, I take action. You need to take action. If you get evidence and you do nothing with evidence, your organization will crumble. It doesn't matter what the relationship is, whether it's your auntie, your uncle, your best friend, or whatever. It's either you want that relationship or you want the organization. You can't have both. Most organizations have been destroyed because of relatives, because of friends. It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to separate friendship from business. So no matter how much I love you, no matter how long I've known you, if you are in my organization, you're going to operate in a strange way, I'm going to kick you out. And so should you, if you want your organization to last. And so a practical thing you can do is ask 3 trusted people. Ask them questions like this. What's working? What's working in this thing? What's working? Ask them what's breaking? What is breaking? What is not working? And then ask them, what am I missing? In all of this, what am I missing? Just tell me, advise me. Because sometimes you, as a leader, you can have blind spots. And when they tell you these things, don't defend yourself. Don't defend. Just listen. Take the feedback and work with it. Final fundamental for sustainment. Build for succession, not survival. Sustainment is proven by what thrives after you step back. A leader's legacy is not presence. It's continuity. And so you need to develop future leaders early. You need to share authority intentionally. You need to celebrate when others surpass you. Commonly, this is how people feel. Because of the fear of becoming less needed. Now, this usually happens when people are insecure. They haven't yet been healed totally of rejection. So they are still operating in insecurity. So they are afraid of becoming irrelevant. Insecure leaders, they cling. Yeah, if you see a leader that's always clinging, what it simply means is they are insecure. Secure leaders multiply. They want to see more people like them. That's why I say all the time, if I have 2, 3, 4, 5 people like operating like me, I'll be very, very, very happy. It's called multiplication of influence. Now, if your organization can't function without you, that's not job security. That is organizational fragility. It means the thing can disappear in a second. So, practical exercise as a leader, identify one emerging leader. Give them responsibility and authority. Guide them, support them. Let them lead visibly. This is how to build strong organizations. And so, as a leader, in a quarterly manner, you need to ask certain questions. Can this run without me? Yeah. Is the culture reinforcing the vision? Are systems clearer than personalities? Am I rested or I'm just surviving? Who is being prepared to replace me? If the answers make you uncomfortable, good. This is where growth begins. Oh yeah? And so the sustained leader or the transformational leader doesn't just ignite movements. This leader doesn't just deliver speeches. This leader doesn't just cast vision. They build structures that carry the vision long after the applause fades. And so true leadership is measured not by how powerfully you start, but by how faithfully what you started continues. So now I'll urge you to go and build something that doesn't need CPR every quarter. God bless you. Shalom.